Hey guys, Brozan here. Today we're going to do our third video on meta ship builds. This one focusing on what I like to call the glass cannon build. This build focuses heavily on reducing greater cooldown, regular cooldown to about the same at 1 minute and 30 seconds. And then we fill out the rest of the boat to bring wake down. So this one actually works on a large or a carrack very well. You can run this on a galleon. To be perfectly honest, I feel like it's a bit of overkill on a galleon. But if you do run this on a galleon, the very first thing we're going to look at is we run Ghostfire on the large because we need that boarding power. We need to break sails. If you run this on a galleon, you should run heavy ordnance, and your combo is going to be icebreaker heavy ordnance. On the large and the carrack, we're going to run Ghostfire instead because a lot of our bigger boats are going to take all three abilities on a large. The build itself centers around being a glass cannon. We don't have a lot of tank stats, so we're going to run Skirmisher, Gorgon Figurehead, and Smoke Bombs. Skirmisher brings a lot of wake, a lot of cooldowns. Gorgon brings a lot of cooldowns. In particular, it lets us hit that greater cooldown that we really want. 20% greater here. That saves us a lot of crew slots. And then smoke bombs. Smoke bombs because it gives 20% wake and cooldowns. Best crew supply there is. Running this build, I only have to run 2 greater cooldown crew, maybe 3 if I didn't have pretty decent greater cooldown crew. And we'll take a look at those in just a second. We're going to talk about the rest of the upgrades. Icebreaker, break sails, ghost fire. Break more sails, smoke shot. Hurt the hull and break sails. So that's how we're getting on board. We've got 2 monkeys here, powder monkeys. They're going to be what brings our regular cooldown to match our greater cooldown, but they're also going to give us 50% extra bomb damage. So our bombs on this boat hit for about 2100 damage, which is just that little bit extra we need to sink a boat after we've dumped some abilities into it. So looking at the rest of the crew, I told you I've got a greater cooldown and another greater cooldown crew. I'm running an engineer here. I don't need wake. This is the reason we run Gorgon. We don't really need wake on a large. On a galleon, if I were running this, I'd probably think more about running signal pigeons and stacking more greater crew. So for this instance, we don't need wake because we're on large. It's got a pretty good base. The other 2 crew that we're running 2 powder monkeys. At 9% reduction, I hit about the same regular and greater, and those are my 2 get on board abilities. So I don't need any extra regular reduction on the second master powder monkey, so I'm running a cannon damage there. It's just nice stats to have. You could also replace this with a carpenter. Carpenter helps a lot on a large because they're constantly repairing. Larges take more damage, especially this one because it's a glass cannon build. You could put a 2% speed crew there. Being a large and running Skirmisher and Gorgon, we're not picking up a lot of plus speed. So if you threw a 3% leveled speed crew there, also pretty useful. So you've seen the build. Look at the stats again real quick. So 5.5 forward speed. We're going for about 1 minute 30 on greater and regular. That means realistically we're only sinking a boat every minute and a half. We're always going to be waiting on this icebreaker to come back up. And then our wake is about 73%. I'm running a pretty good base boat here. I think I paid like 3 million gold for this. So your mileage will vary a little bit for a PVM large, but ideally you're looking for a regular greater cooldown and an okay wake roll and good cannons and good normal cannon damage and good forward speed. Big thing about running a large in PVM is we want to have the ability to outrun other PVM players. So the goal here is sometimes we'll be chasing, sometimes we'll be running if we're in a disadvantage. So we want to really be able to pick our fights. That's about it on the boat. Running the exact same spec on the character as we always do. And we'll get out there and take a look at this in action. I apologize, I've got to set up my map. Launch it. Oh, we've got PvP as soon as we launch. Well, let's go poke around. Really need a med. We're going to eat a mushroom here because we're looking to engage in PvP. What is this? Oh, it's bug. Damn it. We're going to have to ping him on Discord and tell him we're sorry. Let's go find somewhere else where bug's not. We're just sailing up and away, waiting on this cooldown to come up. I very much like to keep up buffs on this when we're running a large. Alright, we've got some ships to look at here. We'll start with this fishing carrack. So we're going to use Icebreaker right off the bat. That way the follow-up shots do more. Fishing boats, you don't want to be near them or else they're going to break your hull. We got too close to that. We're going to try and cut this away. Really don't want to engage two boats at the same time. That's dumb. Probably should have went out and reset this. You can see we clear the crew about the exact same because crew doesn't matter in these things. My crew must have. I'm gonna have to waste a greater. 2,900 on this means it's gonna take a bomb and some shot because we're gonna have to waste our greater. We're probably gonna use a smoke shot here. It'll be on a bit of a waiting anyway. So we can see where we're going next. We'll go to this file next. I wasn't thinking I should have repaired my hole. It's a large, so let's go to this small demon ship. We can board it with one ghost fire. There's a lot of target selection involved in playing a build like this. We can do that medium raider too. Just juking around waiting on him to shoot. This is quickly turning into a lesson on how to do what I do. I got greedy. I really should have just waited. Oh, I've got the wrong setup on my codex. That's why I hit my crew earlier. So we're gonna kill this one with some codex. We're gonna play the repair cycle here while we mess with the codex. I was set up for non-AoE. We're just going to pretend like none of that happened. I'm actually going to leave it in the video because, well, that's how things work. But we'll finish looting here. We're going to go back to our boat. We're going to reload. And we're going to go into a repair cycle while we fix our codex. Yeah, that's what was wrong. This is probably not an optimal setup, to be perfectly honest, but it's what I like running. 1,200 on this ship, so we're going to start a gun repair and we're going to shoot it twice. We could drop a bomb and move on, but we're going for a full reset here and we're going to pretend like none of this happened. Alright, let's hit. Demon ships are decently valuable, but we want to hit this large vial. Larges are the bread and butter of this build. They're decently easy to kill, and they give decent dubs. We'll go towards that Carrick next. Start with Icebreaker. It's got 2,700 left on the hole. We're going to shoot it one more time. We got poison stuff anyway. Cure our crew. We're going to go northeast because we want to work towards that Carrick. 1,600 on this. 2 shots would do it, but now we're back in farming quicker mode, so we drop a bomb and move on. Rum's not up, but we're going towards a small, so it's okay. There's that Carrick we were talking about. We'll get that on glass for our next engagement. We'll use our regular here. You can see the gameplay loop pretty easily. We're really focusing on having that greater and that regular to keep us moving between targets. This time for the Carrick, we've got greater and lesser. We might have to use our regular. We're going to use our in-combat repair here. So that regular will be up by the time we shoot it with Icebreaker. Start out with Icebreaker. Great things here. $3,000 on this one. Yeah, it's going to be a 2-bomber. A lot of people don't like to do that, but honestly, bombs are so cheap. It's not a big deal. We're going to a small, so we're just going to hit it with our regular. Since that's a small, we're going to sink this with Smoke Shot. Save that bomb. Switching sides, so my left side cannon uses. We'll start this one with Icebreaker. $1,100. We need to do a repair cycle. Our guns are getting busted. I think we're just going to shoot it down. Let's see what that's at. Yeah, we're just going to wait. It's better to be safe than sorry. It's too bad we used greater there. We could be healing through. Let's look at what kind of clip we're doing. 15 minutes. 35k. Yeah, we had some screw ups though, and we drove away from bug. So realistically, we've been farming for about 10 minutes. That would sink. We've already been to the east here, but we need to move back through. I know for a fact there's not a lot of spawn off to the west. It's kind of a dead area. But you can see the gameplay pattern, really focusing on that icebreaker for the bigger boats. For the smaller boats, it's just whatever's available. If we had better target selection, it would be more about saving abilities, especially if we had galleons on track. We would make sure that we had all three available for a galleon. $900 on this one. Hopefully it sinks in a single cannon. It did not. It's just the way of it sometimes. Realistically, we should probably be skipping the smalls with no percent dubs, but I like killing smalls because they have a chance to drop upgrades in crew, and they take almost no effort. Fisher boats are really bad for this. I would honestly advise just skipping them. That's a hard ass for anyway, but this one gets a bomb with 1800 hull. Probably not even worth the bomb, to be honest. Get 1200 dubs. 1000 gold. It paid for the bomb. And there is no good spawn. Another small. 7. Yeah. This is not worth driving back for. I was hoping there'd be something else over here. I was wrong. 1300. This is gonna take two shots to kill, but we've got to turn around anyway and a bunch of movement. See, by the time we moved, it added 2 seconds to our wait. Not the end of the world. I wonder if we've got enough to level this guy yet. Nope. Kind of garbage spawn, not gonna lie. We've been doing this for about 20 minutes, 45k. That is not great. If we were in Carracks and Galleons, this farm's about 30, 35k per 10. Another fisherman. Yeah, this has been picked through. Well, guys, not much else to show about the build. It's quicker, more maneuverable, better for selecting the fights you want in PvP. Very, very focused on greater and regular. Again, if we were running this on a galleon, we would probably run the heavy ordnance instead for that sinking power. Icebreaker and the heavy ord means you're killing almost all boats with a single shot after. So again, hit me up on Discord, like and subscribe. That kind of stuff helps keep me wanting to do this. And thank you guys for watching.